Hello, this is Matt Miller from Woodland Meadows Apiary. I'm in Tremont, Illinois, and it is 26th of October, and I'm in kind of one of my last few days that I can do any bee work at all. So I'm putting on entrance reducers, I'm winterizing them, so I'm taking off the feeders. I use hive top feeders. It works really well for me. I like them. The bees seem to like them. It limits robbing. There's just a lot of benefits to it. So to winterize my bees today, I'm taking the feeders off. This has got a good strong population. I'm checking my bee population as well to see how they're doing. I want to make sure they have a nice strong colony going into winter. This looks like a really good population. They've sucked the feed down. Looks like there's a good amount of food in there. So I did this with the queen excluder on. I'm doing a little different. I run single broods. Yeah, that's good. That's got about 50 pounds. I run single deep brood chambers, and I used to do that all through the winter, and I may still. And I haven't had much problem with it. Last year, I had a little bit more loss than I care to have. And so this year, I'm putting a medium on top that is nothing but honey. So that's why I left the excluder on there, so the queen couldn't get up in there and lay, and they would just pack it full of sugar syrup that I was feeding them. And they did, and they've capped it off. And I'm sure she'll get up in there and lay as the winter goes on. So what I'm doing is making sure that they have plenty of food, have a decent brood nest. I'm taking the queen excluder out so she has room to run now. And this winter, when they go up into get up in here to eat and the cluster moves up, that she can move up with them and not freeze to death down the bottom. And next spring, my plan is to come back, shake them all down into the bottom box and let them fill it with honey and just go from there. But this is just giving them an extra 50 pounds or so of food and space to roam. So what I do then, one other thing I do for winter, and I've been doing this, is even on the single deep, when I was just running straight single deep, I'll put a feeding shim on there and some newspaper. I think this is called the mountain cap method of feeding, but I like it because it also helps control moisture. This sugar, just like in your cabinet, will get hard if it gets exposed to moisture or high humidity. And so that's what it's going to do for these bees. Plus, the added benefit is it's emergency food. So if by chance they do run out, and I think I've got plenty in there, they won't get into this, but they might. And if they do, it's here for them. And again, it serves as a moisture control. And when I come back and open these up in the spring, that sugar will be hard as a rock and should pop right out of there pretty easily. So that's really it. I still got to put on an entrance reducer, but these dudes are ready to go for the winter. And so I'm just going to check them to make sure there's no spots where they can get robbed out, and tuck them away.